You guys want to hear something terrifying? The prophecy of the popes.
Oh boy.
All right, let's see it.
This book in the Vatican archives predicted every single pope from 1143 all the way to our current pope.
No, the prophecy of the popes absolutely does not accurately predict the popes all the way up to Francis. It was published in the year 1595, and it accurately predicts the popes up to the year 1590. So it's not accurately predicting anything. It's accurately recording the popes that came before. But when it was published in 1595, it was attributed to a 12th century Archbishop of Armagh. So it claimed to have over 400 years of accurate prophecy, and then everything after its publication in 1595 is entirely inaccurate. And there are a couple places where people will say, oh, this one prediction says a light in the sky, and that matches Pope Leo XIII, who has a comet in his coat of arms. But there are a lot of papal coats of arms that have celestial objects in them, like stars, and so the fact that there's a comet there doesn't prove anything, and also doesn't make up for all of the rest of the things that are entirely inaccurate. So no, this is just ex eventu prophecy that was published in 1595 that didn't get anything right after that.
But the scary thing is, after Pope Francis, the last one, it just says Judgment Day.
Oh gosh.
It literally ends after Pope Francis?
Yes.
So the prophecy of the popes never mentions Pope Francis at all, and so it can't be about Pope Francis. But here's the page with the very end of the prophecy in the bottom right, and that Latin says, in the final persecution of the Holy Roman Church, there will sit Peter the Roman, who will pasture his sheep in many tribulations, and when these things are finished, the city of 7 hills will be destroyed, and the dreadful judge will judge his people. The end. That's all it says, and absolutely nothing identifies Peter the Roman with Pope Francis.
The creepiest thing, inside St. Paul's Basilica, bordering the whole inner sanctuary, is a picture of every single pope. But what's weird is that there's only a certain amount of markers where you can put a picture. There's one left after Pope Francis.
This is false. There are 6 spaces left after Pope Francis.
They have always said once that last slot is filled, it will be the end of the world.
The notion that the world will end during the papal tenure of the person who fills the last spot is a legend that the Catholic Church has never supported.
What he predicted, the time it took to go from the first pope that he wrote about to the halfway mark was 422 years. And he's saying from the middle one to the end, another 422 years will be the end of the world. If you do 422 in the middle pope, which was 1585, that year is 2027.
Dang!
422 years from the year 1585 is 2007.
It's even weirder. Pope John the 23rd, he said that the end of the world would happen 2,000 years plus Christ's life.
I cannot find any data whatsoever that indicate Pope John the 23rd ever pretended to prophesy when the end of the world would be.
So that adds up to 2027 as well.
So if you assume Jesus was born in 6 BCE and lived to be 33 years old, then the math would add up there. However, again, there's no evidence this was a prediction ever made by Pope John the 23rd. There are folks who have argued that Nostradamus and others have put the end of the world in the year 2027, but they were all just making that up. And the fit for this video has been
the Batman.